What up, everybody? Welcome back to Comments with Caleb. This is going to be a good video. We're going to be reacting to some things that I said about a particular woman, which was, and no harm, just fact and staying in reality, things like that. But first, let's show the video so we can have a little bit of context, and I hope you enjoy it. Check it out.
I was rejected by a matchmaker this week. She wouldn't be able to work with me. When we met, I told her what I was looking for and told her a lot about me. And I tried to highlight some of my core qualities, including the fact that I'm very, very type A, organized. I like to be the leader. I told her the types of things that I like doing. I also told her I was looking for a man who was also a leader because I don't want to always be the leader, believe it or not. I told her I was looking for someone that was at or above the same income level as me, driven, who is ambitious, who is ready for a long-term relationship and ready to get married. She may have actually picked up on the fact that I'm a little high-strung. I'm not like a stressed out or...
So naturally, we had to give a little feedback on that. She goes on to talk about, like she said, her type A, what she looks for in a man who's also a leader. She goes on to talk about her hobbies and every single thing that has nothing to do with being a wife, being a girlfriend, being a type of woman that most men, not all, don't anybody go in here and be like, but me. We cannot argue anecdotal stuff. Okay, we're just gonna focus on most. I said my piece. I said she's 38. She is past her prime, and she needs to pretty much lower her standards, and she does not need to be loud, type A, everything that she basically is, because it's going to make it that much harder. Okay. She doesn't really go into detail about her past. I don't know if she's divorced. I don't know if she has kids or whatever, but that's besides the point, because this type of personality, let me just give it to you from the perspective of a man before we dive into the comments right here. If a 38-year-old woman is single at 38, there's a reason. And it's not because every man is a piece of shit. There's a reason. So just, ladies, if you're out there and you're going north of 30, you've entered your 30s and you're like, you need to be, because it doesn't really matter what your story is. A man's going to look at that and be like, something's wrong with her. That's the truth. That's how it is. Take it from me. Sorry. My two best friends are getting married next year, and they're both gorgeous, 37 and 38-year-olds. I said, do they have children yet? She said, you have no clue what you're talking about. You see, it's almost like it's an immediate deflection of wanting to understand from the male perspective. Okay. I get it. I get it. This is the truth about what women in this position are. Okay. They're older and they're regretting decisions, and now they're wanting to settle down. That's basically it. The only problem is 18 to 25 it's been polled. Men of all ages prefer women when they meet them and want to start dating them to be between 18 and 25. But I don't have any clue what I'm talking about. So we'll just say that she's right. We'll move on. So another woman says, I got married at 33. Most of my friends didn't meet their spouses till after 30. So I told her when I got married, and I told her why that is. And I was told to go touch grass. People still, they can get married whenever. Okay. Listen, as a man, this is the rule, general rule. When I have my money, my resources, established a status, good job, really doesn't really matter the age unless I'm kind of north of 50. I could have millions and I can command a woman between 18 and 25. And they're going to say, yes, this is what happens. I'm just telling you all this is what happens. If you're north of 30, 33, 38, like this woman, and you got married, there's probably a lot of history on both sides. And you're kind of out of that prime. I mean, dude, you're about to go through menopause. Like and that's why men marry. Now, I asked the previous woman if they had already had kids, and she wouldn't answer that because they probably have, and they've been divorced, and now they're remarrying. That's probably it. 50% of 50% of marriages don't work, and 80% of them are initiated by women. So, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, but if I was a betting man, that's what I'd pick. Let's hop into the next one. This is an insane yucky thing for a grown man to say. I can have a wife and still objectively analyze something. I can look at it and be like, hey, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was running around the street and I saw something on four legs that stands up to about my knees and is growling and barking at me, I could be like, hey, that's a dog. You know what I'm saying? So I can, it doesn't matter. And quite frankly, if I was listening to me, I'm more qualified to speak on it. I married a woman younger, and we're very happy. So I don't, and any man that says yucky, yeah, I'm not even gonna, yeah, it's whatever. So this woman said, "This is ridiculous. What a sad man. Not only sad men are scared of strong women. Nothing wrong with getting your bag, being type A, and being a boss bitch. Pathetic." I didn't say anything was wrong with it. I'm saying if you want a husband, look, 6 foot status, making millionaire, good job, good, again, status, people respect him, good health, experience, resources, security, provision. These are things that women on average look for. Now, I'm not saying they might have some crazy kink where they look for like 18-year-old dudes that are fat, or I don't, I'm just, on average, just the general, rule. The general rule for men is youth, beauty, not a hoe. That's it. We don't care about how much money you make. We don't care about, if you're type A. I mean, we're not going to have a type A, but I guess we would care about that one, boss, all that stuff. No, like, why would a man of a certain status go for a woman that is like that, loud, opinionated, won't let him lead? You know what I'm saying? So you can be like, oh, that's misogynistic, or that's sexist, or, you can do that, but I'm just telling you the general rule. That's fine. Ignore me. Hey, I'm an idiot. It's whatever. If you have any friends, if you're a female watching, if you have any friends that are, you could see, hey man, I'm his friend, or acquaintances, coworkers, whatever. He's a masculine guy. Like, if the situation was right, I'd take him serious. Ask him what type of woman, and see if he wants a loudmouth type A woman. That's not fear. That's not insecure. It's insecure not to bring it up. It's secure to say, hey, you're not going to talk like this. You're not going to be like this. I don't want the mother of my child acting like this. That's secure. That's what men do. They secure their shit, and they're going to say what they want. On average, women, what they can do to men physically, it's not going to happen. It's not fear. So that's silly. Let's move on to the next one. Or Bitter says, this prime shit is stupid. Arbitrary ass numbers. I mean, you're going to waste your life being married in your 20s. That's fucking insane. Men we don't have a clock that's going to shut us down from reproducing. Y'all got to remember, the marriage stuff is all fine and dandy, but the main reason men do it is for sexual exclusivity. I can never say that word, exclusivity. That's why they marry. It's theirs, and they, that's the main reason that they can say, that's my wife. Look at her. They can admire her. They can reproduce with her. That's what it is. So biologically, a woman is in her prime, early 20s. That is when, and women that are older, correct me if I'm wrong, that is when you can command the best. I'm not saying you can't go out in town, 40 years old, and a couple guys hit on you. I'm not saying that. How many of them's going to get on one knee for you? How many of them's going to, take you to meet their family? 35, 45? How many's, if you're that old, they're not going to do that. Again, it's just generally speaking. So let's move on to the next one. That's not everyone's truth. I'm sorry. My mom found the love of her life at 47. Everyone has their own story. I said, that's your father? Nope. Don't get me wrong. I see where you're coming from. This lady needs to chill. I'm saying everyone's journey is different. You can be a man or woman, be older and not in your prime to find love. Okay. So again, we have an individual here that is saying love. That's fine. Men don't marry for love. It's not like we can love our woman and we love them infinitely after they have our children, but it's not for that. All right? It's not marriage. The woman gets like, it's all, the risk is on the man. The woman gets everything. So we're not going to do it just for love. We're going to do it because it's a beautiful woman that we want to lock down, right? And you can only command that when you're in your youth, like when you're in your low 20s, right? So not only, I know there are exceptions. Like, again, if I'm speaking in generalities and someone says, but my story, but anecdotal story, it doesn't change what I'm saying. Both can happen, right? But one happens more often. Okay. We got a nice comment. Couldn't agree more. I feel like this is going to be more common as time goes on. He's right. Or she's right. Oh, wow. It's a woman. Bailey. Amazing. Good job. It is going to be an issue. Here's why. And I'm going to close on this. Social media, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, social media has made the biological nature of women amplify. Okay. Which I'm fine. Just like y'all should be fine with our biological nature to want a younger woman. I'm fine with this. I am fine with only women swiping to match 5% of the time while men do it like 80. I'm fine with that. But what it's going to do is it's going to, here are the numbers. Women between the ages of 18 to 35, half of them are going to be childless by the year 2025 or 2035, sorry. Because this age of social media and all this stuff, what it's doing is it's creating a bubble of self-importance, a princess syndrome type. Like they can, and I'm not blaming women. This is just look, I'm not saying anything about women in this regard right here. It is natural. What you're going to do is you're going to date a guy. Okay. We're going to wrap up right here. You're going to date a guy. You're going to get a DM. You're not going to respond. You're a good girl. You know, you're trying to be, but it's in your head already. The guy that messaged you is superior. The guy that messaged you is better. And it's going to be in the back of your mind. And then all of a sudden now you're going to nag him. You're going to say, oh, you're not doing this. You're not that. And then you're going to say yes to this guy. You're going to say, hey, what are you doing? And y'all are going to fuck. And he's going to move on. But then you're going to think in your mind, I can get a guy like that. If he messaged me, I can marry a guy like that. And next thing you know, you're 27, you're 30, you're 38 like this one, and you're alone. Or you're settling. So ladies, while you have it, while you have your youth, I'm not being mean. This is coming from the heart. When you have your youth, I have 2 daughters. Okay. I'm not just saying this because, oh, men. I have two daughters. You need to consider time. You need to consider what you can pull. And at the highest peak of your existence, what you can pull. Biologically, men are visual creatures, right? You have to. All right. That's just the way it is. And you should try to seek at that time, a man that can provide so you don't have to work, a man that you can move into his frame. You can have his children. You can, and he'll let you do what you want. Hey, you want to go work? You want to explore this? You want to do charity work? You want to do whatever? He should be able to provide that for you. But a 38-year-old loudmouth type A opinionated woman, he'll fuck her, but he's not going to have time for that. Hope y'all enjoyed this. It's a good topic. It's a great topic. It's really is a tragedy, but I have hope. The women in my town, a lot of them have a lot of sense, and I still have hope. But there is a social media bubble that's going on, and this 38-year-old woman right here is trapped in it, unfortunately. I'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube. Next episode's coming up soon. Catch you later.